The youngest inaugural poet ever, Amanda Gorman, this extraordinary 22-year-old, captivating the world with her moving words yesterday, drawing raves from, well, the count is endless, all for her inspiring original poem, The Hill We Climb. We are going to talk to Amanda live in just a moment, but first, let's take a look at her remarkable story. It was the moment at the inauguration that made people listen and take notice.
Being American is more than a pride we inherit. It's the past we step into and how we repair it.
Amanda Gorman, just 22 years old, now the youngest inaugural poet in U.S. history, reading a poem she wrote for the occasion called The Hill We Climb.
We've braved the belly of the beast. We've learned that quiet isn't always peace. And the norms and notions of what just isn't always just is.
The Los Angeles native joining an esteemed list of prestigious poets, including Robert Frost and Maya Angelou.
Somehow we've weathered and witnessed a nation that isn't broken, but simply unfinished. We, the successors of a country and a time where a skinny black girl descended from slaves and raised by a single mother can dream of becoming president, only to find herself reciting for one.
Gorman was only halfway through writing the poem when, just 2 weeks ago, that group of rioters stormed the Capitol. She decided to address that moment head on and finished her work that night.
We've seen a force that would shatter our nation rather than share it, would destroy our country if it meant delaying democracy. And this effort very nearly succeeded. But while democracy can be periodically delayed, it can never be permanently defeated.
Her final words reflecting the gravity of the moment.
And so we lift our gazes not to what stands between us, but what stands before us. We close the divide because we know to put our future first, we must first put our differences aside.
Her work winning the praise of President Obama and Secretary Clinton, who wrote, "Wasn't Amanda Gorman's poem just stunning? She's promised to run for president in 2036, and I, for one, can't wait." Gorman's poem, a lasting message to us all.
For there was always light, if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it.
And joining us live right now, inaugural poet, activist, and the author of 3 upcoming books, including Change Sings, Amanda Gorman. Thank you so much for this opportunity to speak with you. Just tell us, well, first of all, how are you doing this morning? How's it going?
I am doing amazing. It's not often that you wake up on a morning feeling like this.
I can only imagine. Let us begin at the beginning. Dr. Jill Biden, she heard you, and she had her team reach out to you right away. What was your reaction when you discovered that you would be taking part in such an historic day?
Wow. When I was told by the Presidential Inaugural Committee, I was overjoyed, I was grateful, I was honestly shocked. I had not been, expecting that at 22 they would trust me with such an honor. And, I was also daunted at the same time. I was honestly scared of writing such a poem. I wasn't sure if I could, do it justice, but I'm so glad that I put my best foot forward and did it.
Oh, it's so good to hear that you felt the fear, but you walked through it and you did it. And something else that many people don't realize about you, you share something with President Biden. You have a speech impediment. Tell us what yours is and how you've overcome it.
Right. So, President Biden has been super open about his stutter. My speech impediment wasn't a stutter, but it was dropping several letters that I just could not say for years. Most specifically, the R sound, which it would take until, probably I was 20 to say, meaning that I couldn't say words like poetry or even Gorman, which is my last name, and I had to really work at it and practice to get to where I am today.
And so when you kept saying rise yesterday, what was going through, I know that you were thinking of that.
Right. I was kind of like, why in the world did I put rise in my poem about 5 times? But also, it was this amazing full circle moment for me because if I'd written this poem 3 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to say it. And so it was, me rising, I think, as well as the country at that time.
Beautifully said. And it's been a way for you to be able to express yourself. All right, Amanda, so you're there on the inaugural stage with all these luminaries, and then you meet Lady Gaga, and you said you had a special moment with her. What was that?
It was so incredible meeting Lady Gaga. I mean, I'm Gaga for Gaga, literally. And we kind of just flew to each other like magnets after the ceremony ended. And we were just both crying and just hugging. And it was just such a great moment because what she does with music, I aspire to do with poetry. So it was great to kind of have that woman to woman camaraderie.
Well, you certainly do that with your poetry. Social media, your social media just crashed. It's just going through the roof. You can't see all of their reactions. So we have a special message. No one has seen this. This is just for you.
Good morning, Amanda Gorman. It's Lin Miranda. Congrats again on yesterday. The right words in the right order can change the world, and you proved that yesterday with your brilliant piece. I'm so incredibly proud of you, and I can't wait to see what you write next. Keep changing the world, one word at a time. You smashed it.
God! I almost fell out of my chair. That's amazing.
You did. You smashed it. You absolutely smashed it. And to have the confidence though the fearful that you were, to have the confidence to step up there, and you had something comforting you on your hand. A ring that was given to you by Oprah. Tell us the significance of that.
Right, absolutely. So Oprah wrote to me, and we've been in touch for a while now, saying, I bought Maya Angelou's coat and gloves when she performed the poem at Clinton's inauguration. I'd love to continue the tradition and buy something for you. And so what we settled on was this ring, which if you look has a caged bird inside. And for me, that was to symbolize my idol, Maya Angelou, who wrote the great autobiography, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. And that way I could, feel like I had Maya close in continuing her tradition. Oprah also bought my earrings as well. She was just so generous in making sure I felt prepared both emotionally and fashionably for the moment.
And you were. And you have 3 books that are coming out. Okay, I got to ask you, 2036, you running for president?
Heck yeah.
Love your confidence. Amanda, my mama said, we all have gifts. Discover yours and share it with the world. Thank you for sharing yours with the world. We will not be the same because of it. We'll see you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bless you. Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.